Well, a warm welcome along to this latest transfer roundup. As ever, plenty to get through today. It's myself, Warren Ashurst, and Aidan Perkins will be going through four of the main stories with you. And we'll start off on the managerial front, Aidan, because at the moment, currently, Watford's manager Javi Gracia is being linked as a potential target for Chelsea. Should, as is looking more and more likely at the moment, Maurizio Sarri leaves in the summer. Reports in Italy latest suggesting that Sarri could be named as the Juve boss. What do you think of the Gracia links?
Yeah, I think this is a probable. I think Maurizio Sarri does look like he's going to leave Chelsea, even though he guided them to the Europa League final and the glory, winning that. There does seem to be too much speculation suggesting that Sarri's going to go, and Juventus appear to really want him. So Chelsea are going to need to move quickly to get a replacement. And I think they've been impressed with Gracia at Watford. Got them to 11th in the Premier League, which in the end might have been a little bit disappointing because they were challenging for a little bit higher earlier in the season, but also to the FA Cup final. He's a well-respected manager, seems to always speak well, and I think he would fit in at Chelsea. I think that might be something to look out for if, as we expect, Sarri does leave Chelsea and goes to Juventus. Speaking of Juventus, Warren, just talking about players that they might sign as well. Loads of reports that they're going to try and re-sign Paul Pogba from Manchester United. So much talk about Pogba being unhappy at United over the last few years. He fell out with Jose Mourinho. It seems that he might leave Old Trafford. He might go back to Juve.
Yeah, and I wouldn't rule this out, I have to say, either, because I do think that he was certainly more comfortable than he ever has been in his career during his time with Juve. He was there for a good 4 or 5 seasons, and certainly, if things aren't going particularly well for a high-profile player, they sometimes like to go back to where they were almost loved and they were adored, as he was at Juve. And certainly, he's still young, he's still a developing player, and Juventus will look at that with a pretty much an ageing team at the moment, Juve, a little bit, and think that he could be the driving force for them going forward. It certainly would be a really good addition, you feel, for Juventus if they can get him playing as he was during his previous time in Turin. Sticking with these transfer speculation involving the Premier League, there has been talk that Manchester City are set to make a firm move for the Leicester City fullback Ben Chilwell. Chilwell has added to the speculation this week by saying that when he spoke during matches to Pep Guardiola, he always said he was a fan of the England international. Do you think that with City needing a left-back this summer that Chilwell could be a target, Aidan?
I think City do need a left-back, and I think Pep Guardiola obviously does like Chilwell, and Chilwell probably likes the idea of Guardiola liking him and the fact that he could possibly move to City. But I get the feeling he's only 22, Chilwell. I think he will flourish under Brendan Rodgers at Leicester, who is their manager, for the second half of last season. He really impressed Rodgers when he went into Leicester. So I get the feeling that Chilwell might just stick around at Leicester for at least another season. He's a player that has really improved, but I think has got a bit more improving to do. He might not be guaranteed a regular starting role at City, at Manchester City that is. And I just got a feeling that even though City are tentatively interested in him, he might well stay at Leicester for the upcoming season. Finally then, Warren, West Ham apparently have made a £20 million bid for Barcelona midfielder Andre Gomez. Now, he was really good at Everton last season. Could he be going to West Ham?
Well, it's a possibility. Everton are still keen to sign Gomez on a permanent basis themselves. They've been in touch with Barcelona about doing a deal. But it looks like Gomez, by what he said and his sort of demeanour towards the end of the season, maybe suggested that his long-term future was away from Goodison Park. West Ham are hoping that the law of London might be enough to persuade him to go down to the London Stadium and play for the Hammers next season. He certainly looks out of favour at Barcelona. I can't see him getting into the first team there anytime soon. So I think a move to West Ham would probably be welcome for both parties. It's something, though, that's going to drag on, I think, for the majority of the summer. I think the transfer fee is certainly a rankle in terms of whether Barcelona would expect to get more for him or whether they'd accept what they're being offered at the moment, apparently, by West Ham. That is your latest transfer roundup then. Don't forget, of course, to like us on social media on our Twitter and Facebook pages and also on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our page.